Hello all, and welcome to the 2022 annual meeting of the Northampton County Historical and Genealogical Society. I'm Steve Jensen, President of the Board of Trustees, and I want to offer a warm welcome to our members and staff, as well as my fellow trustees. To our members especially, the board and I extend our heartfelt thanks for your continuing support over the last year. Without your commitment to the society and your generosity as donors and volunteers, we could not hope to further our mission to share the stories of Northampton County's past. We're deeply grateful. Before I make a few brief remarks, a couple items of business. By now, everyone should have received a copy of the annual report via email. If for some reason you haven't, the report can be accessed on the website, www.siegelmuseum.org. Also, once the staff presentations are done, we'll go live to vote the ballot for new and continuing members of the board. Despite a number of challenges we faced in 2021, not least the stubborn persistence of COVID-19, the year was a great success for the Society and Museum. You'll hear about that in more detail from Executive Director Megan Van Ravensway and other staff members in a few minutes, but I'd just like to mention a few highlights. The wine gala was held in an outdoor venue for the first time. The weather cooperated, and it was a resounding success, with excellent attendance and a high level of sponsorship. In November, selected gems from the Petrucci Family Foundation's collection of African American art went on display in the renovated Schrin Gallery as the Another American's Autobiography exhibition. I trust you've all seen it by now, but if you haven't, you must take advantage of its last few weeks here at the museum. It's simply not to be missed. Last but not least, the Society last summer received a surprise and very substantial gift from an anonymous donor. This unlooked-for windfall has allowed us to strengthen the endowment, purchase or upgrade badly needed technology, and move forward on sure footing with the replacement of the Bachman Public House's decayed roof, among many other things. Please join me, the board, and the staff in extending a huge thank you to the anonymous donor. 2021 was also a year of transition. In April, our excellent executive director, Carrie Burgle, stepped down, but what might have been a crisis proved instead an opportunity. We already had the perfect candidate to replace Carrie in the person of our then director of marketing, Megan Van Ravensway. Megan jumped into the job with an inspiring energy and enthusiasm, bringing to bear a formidable experience in the workings of historical societies and museums, as well as a rich network of colleagues and friends in the Valley. I can honestly say that in my 8 years on the board, I've never been more excited and optimistic for our direction and prospects, and a great deal of that is down to Megan and her leadership. I've very much enjoyed working with her as president, and I'm fortunate to have had the benefit of her wisdom and support. When my wife and I moved from Easton to Minnesota last July, I agreed to remain president of the board pending formulation of a suitable succession plan. Today, I'm delighted to be able to tell you that trustee Ellen Shaughnessy has agreed to take my place. Ellen, the proprietor of Freebridge Realty in Easton, has a comprehensive knowledge of our area's built infrastructure and its long history, a strong commitment to historic preservation, and extensive contacts in local business and government. She will be an excellent president, and I ask you to join me in welcoming and congratulating her. In addition, Chuck Dickerson has replaced Antonia Grifo as vice president, Helen Beth Vilcek replaces Tom Walters as treasurer, and Colleen Lavdar replaces Beal Fowler as secretary. I thank those who are or already have stepped down for their unstinting service, and welcome and thank those new officers as they take on their duties. Thank you, everyone. It's been a true privilege and a real pleasure to serve as your president. And now I'm going to turn it over to Megan.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you to you, our members and friends, for joining us this afternoon for the 116th annual meeting of the Northampton County Historical and Genealogical Society. As you're about to see, 2021 was a year of continued change and growth here at NCHGS. My colleagues are going to join us shortly. They will be sharing all the various highlights from their departments throughout the year. I hope you sit back and enjoy hearing about the wealth of activities that took place. I'd like to highlight specific staff changes that took place. In early 2021, Jean Beamisturfer, our acting curator, did leave us to move to Texas. Holly Hauser, our education coordinator, returned to the classroom to teach full-time in late summer of 2021. And our beloved former executive director, Carrie Biergel, retired in spring 2021. So I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees, the staff, and the volunteers for supporting me throughout this transition from Director of Development to ED. I greatly appreciate you all for helping me make the transition as seamless as possible. And of course, I'd like to thank Carrie Biergel for her many years of stellar service and leadership here at NCHGS. I'm honored to call you a friend and reach out to you whenever we need that little bit of institutional knowledge. So you will see from your annual reports that we've had a very busy year. Wine Auction and Gala, in collaboration with our friends at the Children's Home of Easton, was a smashing success. Another American's Autobiography exhibition opening was the talk of the town. The Sigel Museum was filled with members and friends helping us celebrate this incredible exhibition. Our grant writing and fundraising was also incredibly successful. David's going to come here shortly and share with us some information about the various grants, sponsors, and donors that came forward to help us in 2021. And I'm also happy to share that guest attendance at Sigel Museum was 3 times that from the year before. So thank you to everyone who came out to visit us. We work hard year-round to create relevant, exciting, interesting programs and events for the community. We hope to see you all shortly. Please sit back and let's hear reports from my colleagues.
Good afternoon again, and welcome 2021 annual meeting. My name's Andrew Glovis. I'm the Director of Operations here at Northampton County Historical and Genealogical Society. With us being closed a little bit over 2021, we were able to take some time to really work on a lot of infrastructure improvements with the physical spaces that we have here at Sigel Museum, as well as the other properties. 2 of our biggest accomplishments over this period was the launching of our Discovery Room, which I'm in here today. This is a unique hands-on space for kids and guardians, parents, to kind of let their guards down, touch everything in here, explore hands-on. We're also partnered with the Cops and Kids of Easton. They have a reading room here that they conduct readings, public readings, free to the public. They can come in, hear story time, and then also explore all the fun things that we have to do here.
I'm also proud to highlight the important project we're working on at the 1753 Bachman Public House. Several years ago, we discovered that it was time to replace the roof on the 269-year-old National Register structure. Thanks to a grant from the Pennsylvania Historic Museum Commission, donations from members and friends such as you, we raised the needed funds. In late March, early April, you'll begin to see scaffolding rise as a crew helps us raise the roof at the Bachman. Thank you for helping serve as stewards of this critically important historic structure. While fundraising during a global pandemic is not easy, you, our members, helped us perform essential historic preservation work. Thank you.
The other upgrade that we did was to our Schrin Gallery. If you haven't been to the Another Americans exhibition here in partnership with the Petrucci Family Foundation, it's ongoing until July, so you still have plenty of time. But go ahead, go in there, check out the lighting. We made some physical space adaptments as well. Temporary walls that'll be movable that we can use for other exhibitions throughout the next coming few years. The lighting in there has made a marked difference. It's gone from 1 to 100, it truly has. So please, if you haven't been yet, come down, see that show. It's beautiful.
Hello, my name is Brad Davis and I am the Curator of Collections and Exhibitions at NCHGS. In July of 2021, I was overjoyed to join the team and begin working on Another American's Autobiography.
In 2021, an exhibition was installed in the newly refreshed Schrin Gallery. Another American's Autobiography, selections from the Petrucci Family Foundation's collection of African American art, is a collaborative exhibition with the Petrucci Family Foundation that features over 25 pieces of art from their collection. According to Claudia Volpe, the director of the Petrucci Family Foundation, the selected works explore American patriotism and identity as it relates to the Black American experience. It addresses the challenges of Black patriotism and the complicated relationship between Black Americans and this country. Visiting guests are asked several questions. What does it mean to be patriotic? Who comes to mind when we think of an American patriot? Can we redefine and reimagine our symbols of patriotism or our expressions of allegiance? The exhibition surveys work by Black artists who have grappled with questions of American identity, allegiance, and belonging in their practice. The selected artworks aim to affirm the role of Black Americans in shaping our national identity and to elevate civic engagement and constructive patriotism as a valid and healthy expression of a love of country. I want to extend my thanks to those who supported and sponsored Another American's autobiography. The exhibition would not be possible without the support of Ken and Lois Wildrick, an anonymous donor, Claudia Volpe, the Petrucci Family Foundation, and Jim Petrucci and the Petrucci family. I want to also thank Jim Petrucci and his family for a generous contribution which allowed NCHGS to offer free admission to the public through the end of 2021.
I would also like to extend my thanks to the volunteers at the Jane S. Moyer Library. Their tireless efforts have provided countless numbers of researchers, local historians, and reporters the information that they are looking for. Furthermore, I would also like to thank them for the support that they've given the staff members and myself in developing exhibits and research.
Hi everyone, my name is David Nonmaker and I was brought on board in the summer of 2021 as a new development associate. I want to give a big thanks to the team at NCHGS and our wonderful community of supporters for such a warm welcome into this position. 2021 was a really exciting year for us, and we received a lot of support to help with our programming, educational offerings, exhibitional care, and many other projects. First, I want to talk about the 2021 wine auction event, where we partnered with the Children's Home of Easton to have a wonderful evening under the stars at Hugh Park. We raised over $100,000 for both organizations. In case you missed it, here's a short video recapping the event.
Thank you once again to our Lehigh Valley Wine Auction and Gala supporters, donors, and sponsors, and of course, our friends at the Children's Home of Easton. Shifting back to NCHGS, I am pleased to highlight a number of donors and supporters in key areas. Thank you to our EITC supporters, Chubb Insurance, Avalon Insurance, Fulton Bank, Fidelity Bank, and Embassy Bank. The Passport to History group received support from Lehigh County, the County of Northampton, and the Institute of Museum and Library Services. In 2021, our Black History exhibit received funding from the Dickerson Family, Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, and the County of Northampton. Another American's Autobiography exhibition received support from the Wildricks, an anonymous donor, Claudia Volpe, Jim Petrucci and family, and the Petrucci Family Foundation. NCHGS received general operating and marketing support from the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission, the County of Northampton, and an anonymous donor. The 1753 Bachman Public House Roof Project was granted funding from the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission, the County of Northampton, and an anonymous donor. The Discovery Room and Youth Programming received support from Crayola, the Sigel Family, the Zeldin Family Foundation, and the Kiwanis Foundation. The Jane S. Moyer Library received 2 anonymous donations for technological upgrades and support. And lastly, NCHGS received COVID-19 relief and American Rescue Plan funds from the County of Northampton and the Institute of Museum and Library Services. Our 2021 annual appeal raised over $11,000 for Sigel Museum upgrades and equipment, programming, exhibition care, and the Bachman Roof Project. On behalf of our Board of Trustees and the team at NCHGS, thank you to all of our 2021 supporters.
Hello everyone, I am Sarah White, the Community Engagement Coordinator with NCHGS. We had a fantastic 2021. We welcomed about 2,000 visitors to the Sickle Museum and brought in approximately $16,000 in visitor service sales. We welcomed 150 children to the newly opened Cops and Kids Reading Room in the Discovery Room. We are rolling out a new app called Culture Connect, which will feature virtual walking tours and gallery tours that we have in our museum. We have rolled out now the historic Easton Downtown Walking Tour, which is always free for members, $10 for non-members. And we are soon to roll out a Jewish history of Easton, Pennsylvania, Northampton County A to Z, and a new tour that we are starting in 2022, which I will talk about momentarily. We reintroduced the Erie Easton walking tours in the fall of 2021 with about 350 guests attending and bringing in approximately $3,000. Those will absolutely be coming back in 2022, and we may introduce them earlier this year, so keep an eye on your emails. We welcomed 1,000 visitors for photos with Santa during the Easton Winter Village, and we send a very, very heartfelt thank you to Jim and the Petrucci family for sponsoring free admission during the end of 2021. We have 3 new program series that we are beginning in 2022. From Spirits to Speakeasies will be a both in-person and virtual tour of Easton during the Prohibition era. We are also starting a series called In Conversation, which highlights some community members and community leaders and activists joining us in dialogue about issues that are relevant to our communities. We are also starting Museum and a Movie, which will take place in the Sickle Museum's auditorium on the second Sunday of each month. We will be showing some short historical, international documentaries and short films that are relevant to the communities that we serve. We also have free admission every single Sunday to the Sickle Museum. And as a reminder, members always receive free admission to the museum and to all of our programs. So if you are not a member, we highly encourage you to become a member and join us for all of our exciting programs that we will see you for in 2022.
2021 was a great year for programming, Sarah. I'm Taylor Garrison, the Outreach Assistant at the museum, and I just wanted to highlight some of the awesome outreach we did in 2021. Every 4th Friday, we stayed open late to welcome guests who couldn't visit us before. During the end of November and December, we had Winter Village. We had extended hours, and by the end of the month, we had over 1,000 people visit us. It was amazing. I also attended different outreach events to meet new community members, such as people new to the area, families, and teachers at the Bethlehem Public Library or at Paxtenosa Elementary School. We also started a partnership with AAA to give buy one, get one free tickets and museum store discounts. Also, I hope you're enjoying our newsletter. We have an awesome time putting it together, and it's so fun to see all the stories come together and all the updates in the county.
So as you can see, it was an incredibly busy 2021, and 2022 looks to be the same. We have an exciting new exhibition coming here to Schrin Gallery with countless exciting events and programs in store. Of course, an unbelievable Lehigh Valley Wine Auction and Gala is on the horizon, and there are updates to the permanent exhibition here at Sickle Museum also on the way. We cannot do any of this without you, our members. Thank you for your support throughout the years. We greatly appreciate you, and we appreciate your voice. That being said, please stand by. Shortly, we are going to go live to conduct business matters here for the annual meeting. Thank you for joining us. See you shortly.
Hello, everyone. Before we get down to it, a couple remarks I'd like to make. For one thing, you may have noticed that when I urged everyone to visit the Another American's Autobiography exhibition in the Schrin Gallery, I said, make sure you take advantage of the last few weeks. Well, really, it's the last few months, but still, go see it if you haven't. There's that. We're going to hold 3 votes here in a few minutes, and The way we're going to vote is to use the chat function on Zoom. So when I ask for all in favor, go to your chat button at the bottom of your screen. And if you don't see your chat button, make sure that your Zoom window is maximized so it takes up your whole screen. That will make it visible on the bottom. But go to your chat function and simply type in yes or no, aye or nay, as we go. I will ask all in favor, all opposed, or any opposed, and act accordingly. So without further ado, I will call the meeting to order. And our first order of business is to approve the minutes from the 2021 meeting. So can I have a motion to approve the 2021 minutes? Thank you. Can you second that?
I second it.
Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you very much. Now, we are going to vote first on 4 members of the board whose terms, 3-year terms, have come up this year, and they all have indicated their willingness to renew. These are Neil Coddington, Chuck Dickerson, Ned Heindel, and Maria Kastronakis. So can I have a motion to approve the renewal on the board of these 4 trustees?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you. And our last order of business, we have 2 new members of the board, and I'm very excited about this. We have Dr. Karen Britt, who is a professor of economics and business at Northampton Community College, as well as an adjunct faculty in graduate and continuing studies at Muhlenberg College. Among her many other duties, accomplishments, she is the president of the Juneteenth Lehigh Valley Association, which each year organizes events and events around Juneteenth, and serves to educate the community in that very important date in our history. We are very excited to have Dr. Britt on the board. Also, we have Maurice Luker, who is the Executive Director of Corporate Foundation and Government Relations at Lafayette College. Maurice has a long history of grant, of funding, speaking with donors. He also is a very knowledgeable person in architectural history and urban development. And he has also worked in his position at Lafayette with staff at the Siegel Museum in developing grants. So we are very grateful and happy to welcome him to the board. So without further ado, can I have a motion to approve Dr. Britt and Mr. Luker as new members of the board?
So moved.
Seconded?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you very much. I would just like to point out in closing, we do have a few transitions, as I mentioned in my remarks earlier, and I just want to reemphasize that. We have, well, Antonia Griffo is stepping down from her position as vice president, or has stepped down, I should say. She is remaining on the board of trustees. Beal Fowler is stepping down from the position as secretary, and he will also remain on the board of trustees. Tom Walters is stepping down as treasurer, as well as stepping down from the board. Mike Dowd and Jeff Finnegan are also stepping down from the board. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of them for their tremendous service and great dedication to the society. It is my understanding that the staff and the board have arranged for some gifts for these folks, and I hope you will enjoy them. And so without further ado, I would like to turn it over to our new president, Ellen Shaughnessy, who I believe has a few words for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I understand when you accepted the role of president of our board that you were told that the Seagull practically runs itself. So you stepped into the role, and that's when we got hit with a big wave of constant change. So you led us through many staff transitions, including new executive directors, curators, then a pandemic shut down our museum. So without your guidance, I don't know that we would have been able to pivot so well and become a more virtual experience, plus secure the funds to help maintain our staff and help navigate us through rough seas. Through this, it was just such a relief to have you, Steve, as our president. Thoughtful, level-headed president at the helm. Your dedicated guidance got us through what I hope to be the most challenging times that our museum and historical society will ever know. I aspire to be as mindful and capable as you, Steve, in the president role. Thanks for serving our board so well, and for also continuing to serve on our board in our long-range planning committee. Your dedication is definitely inspiring and truly appreciated. It is my honor to be nominated by our distinguished board members as the new president, and I'm looking forward to sharing more of Northampton County stories so that we will fulfill our vision to help foster a more respectful, caring, and inclusive community. So here's a warm welcome to our new board members and also to our existing trustees. Now let's go out there and make some more great history together.
Ellen, thank you for those kind words. I don't know that I entirely recognize myself in them, but that means a lot to me. And let's, fingers crossed. Anyway, thank you all for your attendance today, and thank you for your support once again. And with that, I will adjourn the meeting.